What's going on, everyone? So Dalton Knecht has looked very good these last handful of games, last 10 games or so. He went from just being absolute in fuego, right? Dude was just lighting up the league, literally dropping 38 and doing all this crazy stuff. And then you see him kind of cool off, which is fine. And I haven't really been very critical of Dalton Knecht because of the circumstances, right? It's his first year. He's a rookie. He's a shooter. I mean, Steph has had, against us, the other night, had his struggles, right? Shooters, they go through these ups and downs, especially the type of shooting that Dalton Knecht is, right? He's not a guy that is on ball, that gets to create for himself and gets to do all this crazy stuff, right? He, more often than not, is just catch and shoot, knock down the three ball. On occasion, he'll attack the closeout, be aggressive, and hit some shots. But he's a guy that the Lakers really need, right? One of the things that the Lakers wanted to get was a guy like a Klay Thompson. Now, I'm not saying Dalton Knecht is Klay Thompson, but what I'm saying is that the reason they liked a guy like Klay Thompson was because of his ability to shoot and light it up in a hurry. Yes, there's going to be good nights. Yes, there's going to be bad nights, but he's a guy that can, on any given night, knock down 6, 7, 8 threes, and even in the playoffs, can completely change and win you a game just through that motion, right? Dalton Knecht is a guy in a similar mold. We've seen that kid will start a game 0 of 4, and then all of a sudden you look up and he's 6 of 10 from 3, and it's like, wow, he just really made his last 6 threes, right? And he's a guy on any given night randomly could just go off and explode for 20 to 30 points and almost a 40 piece, right? And so that has a ton of value for this Lakers team. He's a threat that teams are going to have to account for, and come playoff time and stuff like that, it's something that the Lakers could really deploy and take advantage of. But he had his struggles. Another thing that I talked about, though, in his defense of the struggles, is that he's not a guy that gets the field goal opportunities on a regular basis to get out of it, right? LeBron had a stretch this season where he missed 20 straight threes, right? And it's just man, but he was able to keep shooting because it's LeBron. No one's going to tell LeBron, hey, dude, you should probably stop shooting, right? So he was able to take 9 threes a game and shoot himself out of a slump, and then he was able to get back into it. Well, Dalton Knecht, if he only gets 3 shot attempts and he's in a slump, he has to be essentially perfect. He has to basically get himself out of the slump over a period of games rather than 1 or 2 games. Right now, he's got to get out of the slump in the next, 4, 5, 6 games because he's not getting the field goal attempts. But as you saw, and I talked about this, he's going to have a game where he's just going to hit a few threes and it's going to change everything. He's going to get back into the swing of things, and he's going to be a guy that you can count on once again. And you saw that where he ended up having a game where he went 5 of 8, 4 of 7, and then since then he's been really good. So you look at, we'll do some breakdowns as far as his shooting goes, right? So you look at this is the last 10 games, right? So over the last 10 games, he is shooting 37% from three-point range on 3.8 attempts. So again, a very small sample size from three-point range, not getting the field goal attempts. He's shooting 43.6% from the field total during that attempt on 5.5 total attempts, right? As I mentioned with the threes, he's getting 3.8, but again, he's done a better job of attacking closeouts, doing things like that. But if you cut this down from 10 games to the last 5 games, right, and start to see the progress here, well, things start shaping up a little bit, right? So you look at his points, he's averaging 8.2 points during this 5-game stretch instead of 7.4, right? On top of that, he is shooting 50% from the floor, and he's shooting 47.4% on the same 3.8 attempts from the field, right? So again, gives you some real production, able to knock down the ball. Now, if you look at the last 3 games, right, which is the reason I'm doing this is to show the trend that he's heading in a positive direction and continuing to play well. Well, in the last 3 games, again, he's averaging 9.7 points, right? So again, progress is still elevated. And then from the field, he is shooting 55% total from the field, and then 53.8% from three-point range. But here's the thing, on 4.3 attempts. So almost, half attempt more than what he was on the 3.8, right? So he's getting slightly more shot attempts, but he's shooting at a better efficiency. And he has a true shooting of 72.5%, which is ridiculous, right? Now, again, he's going to continue to have his ebbs and flows. It's part of the game. It's part of him being a shooter. It's part of him, being limited at times and getting fewer opportunities at times and stuff like that. But he's a guy that can really change things for this Lakers team. He's a guy that can really kind of change the tide on any given night, on a random night for the Lakers. Obviously, defensively, he definitely is not great. He's really had his struggles. He gets after it, which is all you can ask for. But he definitely has his concerns and his struggles on the defensive side of things. But again, rookie, right? He's going to have his good moments. He's going to have his bad moments. He's going to have his games where he, is going to just get beat every possession. He's going to have his games where he's going to be able to hold his own a little bit, right? So, it's also matchups are a very important thing. As he continues to grow and develop, I trust that he'll figure that out. Right? Maybe not so much this season, but as he progresses throughout his career. He's got the size, he's got the length, he's got the athleticism, right? He's got the foot speed. He's a guy that is very athletic, very active, which you love to see. He's a guy that also has shown the ability to be more than just a three-point shooter. Now, he just doesn't get the opportunity to get into his bag and do all the things that you want to see because, again, he's the 8th, 9th guy on the team, really. Right, he's there to do one thing and one thing only. Right, jump in, hit the open shot, have a really solid game, and then that's it. And limited minutes, 15, 20 minutes on a good night. Right, but I do believe as he continues to progress over his career, he is a guy that's going to be able to do more because we've already seen it. Right, we've seen his ability to get to his spots, elevate, shoot over the top. We've seen him be able to knock down the midi, and from both sides of the court, and even at like the free throw line extent, we've seen him be able to attack closeouts, get to the rim, finish. He's got to work on finishing and being stronger at the rim because you see a lot of times he'll go up through contact. He won't get the contact because he's a rookie. He's not really going to get the whistle very much, but he won't be able to finish through that contact. Something that he's got to work on. Right? He still has a lot of areas that he needs to continue to grow, develop, and build on. But that's fine. Again, he's a rookie. Right? Like he's not supposed to have a perfect game right out the gate. Right? He's not supposed to be this superstar monster right out the gate, especially with the 17th pick. But he's a guy that I can see a game, and I'm not saying that this is like lock it in, it's going to happen, but I can see a game, maybe even several if we're lucky, right? But I can see a game that the Lakers win in the playoffs because Dalton Knecht. Right? I could absolutely see a game where, Lakers are down 7 or something like that, and Knecht just hits 3 or 4 straight threes. And all of a sudden they have the lead. Right? Or I could see a game where Knecht just goes off and explodes, and then ends up, having like a 25-point game or something like that and wins the game. Right? We've seen it. We've seen it at every stage. Right? Why? Like we've seen it in college and in the tournament and then in summer league, in preseason, in the regular season. We've seen it. So to think that he can't do that in a playoff game, I think would be silly. Now, also the question is like, how many minutes and how much opportunity will he get in the playoffs, right? When you start shortening rotations and stuff like that. But I think he would be a nice piece to keep and have come playoff time, right? I think he would be a guy that, I'm not saying you have to play him a ton of minutes, but you could kind of gauge it game by game, right? So if he has a game where, he comes out and he's 2 or 3 from 3, maybe give him a couple more minutes, right? Maybe you see like, okay, let's see what else he can do, right? But if he has a game where he's like 0 or 3 to start, okay, like, hey, buddy, just don't, we don't want to take the risk that you don't have it tonight. We trust that you can, you can line it up in any given night, and go 0 or 4 and then rattle off 6 straight, but we just want to be cautious on this end type thing. And you can justify that. You can kind of have that conversation. But I really think Dalton Knecht is a guy that can change the tide for the Lakers on any given night. He's going to continue to have his rough nights. Trust me. It's part of the game. He's going to have the games here and there where he's just like, man, he just doesn't have it tonight, clearly. Or he'll have a stretch again where he's, misses, 8 out of 10 threes over a 3-game period or whatever. But then he's going to have those stretches where he's 60% from 3-point range and knocking down everything and just can't miss and, and has those stellar games where we're all just like, right? Like, and that's the beauty. That's what's exciting about Dalton Knecht. Obviously, we'd love him to be a little more consistent as the season progresses, but I trust that he'll get there, right? Patience is everything. Patience is fine, right? To kind of go over his regular season stats real quick, and then we'll wrap up the video. But, he's averaging 21 minutes a game on 7.3 attempts. He's shooting 46% from the field. He's still shooting 35% from three, even with that, horrendous stretch. He had a terrible stretch. He's shooting 62.6% from two-point range, EFG of 56.6%, right? He's averaging 9.3 points, 3.1 rebounds, an assist, half steal, half a block. It's good. Look at his per 36, right? Per 36, he'd be averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, right? A steal, half a block, while shooting 62.6% from two-point range, and then 35.2% from two-point range, and then 46% from the field total. Right? That, for a rookie, that's great. Right? So, just things to keep in mind. I am excited to see the future of Dalton Knecht, but also, just how he continues to improve and impress now. But anyway, again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Have you been impressed with Dalton Knecht recently? Do you think that he'll continue to strive and just be better as the season progresses? Do you want to put a lot of faith in him? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.